Okay, so the Skeleton Crew finale was pretty much what I expected it was going to be. It wrapped everything up fairly well. Did leave some unanswered questions, but it did answer some of your burning questions.
So
the biggest one was, really who Jod really is.
All right.
And how he explained it.
But it was set in the sequel trilogy era because of that pilot that, was hollering.
Well,
so that's
just because we saw that same species doesn't mean it's set in that era.
Yeah, it does. It's almost a beyond suspension of disbelief. I can believe that the school shooter would
Neil
would do the get the ion cannon or whatever the hell it is.
I love Neil and his walkie-talkie. I loved it.
The walkie-talkies were a little too 70s for me. A little too much.
Yeah, but I just loved Neil's attachment to it.
So the school shooter, of course he was going to man a gun. What do you think? Because there's been people that complained about it already that, how did he get to... Well, he's been doing this shit for a while. Children aren't stupid.
Right.
They can pick up on shit. It's a little, again, beyond the suspension of disbelief, but we're already in that universe, so it's not like...
it was a little over the top. But
it wasn't...
But it was appropriate for this series.
Yeah, it wasn't like... so they're all outside their bandwidth anyway, so...
And it was confirmed that the supervisor was a droid, computer intelligence, which everybody expected.
Yeah.
But at least they confirmed it. And I didn't expect Jod to just take it out like he did.
That was nice.
That was cool. Women his dad, and
his dad is such a pussy.
Yeah.
Such a pussy. Complete fucking throbbing pussy.
But he
and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna ride a bike, and
he got all in on it with the kids, and I didn't hate that part.
I
kind of saw that coming too a little bit.
But I was like, but it's so predictable.
And even Fern's mom, being all directly in the middle of it all, Fern and Wim, they needed that with their folks, whatever, and even KB potentially going down with the ship and all that, that.
I like I think the robot was the most interesting character. Besides Jude Law.
SM-33, loved him.
Get
it?
Yes.
And no, but even the little rat was still around.
Right?
The rat that lived in his eye socket.
I think it suffers from the same kind of thing that Agatha suffered from. It kind of was meandering and in spots, and it just didn't. It was a little bit more successful and succinct than Agatha, but it wasn't offensive, but it wasn't like, I want to go watch some more Star Wars. I'm deeply offended that it is set in the sequel trilogy area, adjacent to whatever. Don't care. I wish they could have done a little more explanation with the supervisor about what the hell the supervisor knew. For 20 years it's been...
The supervisor knew that the Jedi were enemies of the Republic.
Yeah.
The last message that the supervisor received regarding the Jedi was that they were enemies of the Republic.
So that was Order 66.
And that was kind of how...
So then that's like... If Palpatine was in charge as Chancellor, wouldn't he know about this planet?
You would think.
Yeah. So that's kind of... it's not... I'm just...
But maybe not. If there was no official record anywhere that he could have access to, even through the Galactic Archive, he may not have ever been made aware of it or become aware of it.
Well, he was always hungry for money.
He did have access to everything that the Republic had on record because he took over the Republic.
Why wasn't any of this on record?
Well, for the same reason it was hidden from the citizens, potentially.
But you know what I'm saying. It's kind of... I know you want to like it just because. I'm not trying to be...
Well, see, those are some of the unanswered questions that...
I'm not...
You could either come to your own conclusion or feel ripped off that you didn't get the answer to it, or whatever.
Oh, I don't think... But, I mean, I know there's this rabid sort of... Who's here?
Maggie or Grimm.
Oh.
One or the other.
Okay. But it's... I mean, like, everybody's like... All the other people... It's horrible. It's not going to save Star Wars. Well, you knew that from the first episode, so don't fucking act like it's...
Right.
Some kind of surprise.
It can be an enjoyable thing, stand alone,
Yeah.
be whatever it is.
It was okay.
And if everything else that they ever do with Star Wars sucks, it should be no reflection on this being a decent series.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was a decent series.
Yeah. It's not like I'm going to go, but it wasn't horrible.
No, it's not like I'm going to go out and buy up all the merch and
Yeah.
whatever. But I'd kind of like to see some of the merch. I'd like to see the ship.
No, I just
The
want
Onyx Cinder.
I just want the droid.
I wouldn't mind having an Onyx Cinder with the droid on it and on my shelf. Why not?
I just want the droid.
The droid's cool. He was one of my favorites.
So.
And I don't know. I just I didn't know what to expect from the finale. I did expect some things that we did get, like the supervisor's actual identity.
I don't like the Pollyannic aspect of the herd being like, oh gosh, look, we're free now. And I take more umbrage with the B-Wing, its special power thing that we never saw in Return of the Jedi. But we saw it in the Clone Wars, and we saw it here.
Yeah.
So, and I would have liked to have seen some A-Wings. Just go for it. If you're going to go nostalgia, just fucking go for it.
You got like half a dozen X-Wings and 2 B-Wings and a Corellian Corvette.
Yeah. So come on, if you're going to go for nostalgia, just go full.
Now, they could have had a couple more different
things.
Starfighter, Y-Wing, maybe not, but a couple of A-Wings would especially coming after some pirates.
Right?
Right, man. A-Wings are they're the fastest, most maneuverable, and, all that.
So there.
But, that's nitpicking.
No, if they're because they were going for this nostalgia play, then they should have gone for it. So it was kind of half-assed.
Yeah.
Which is what you could say about the whole series. Kind of half-assed.
Yeah, but the other half was pretty good, though. I mean,
it was all right. Yeah,
I enjoyed it. But I took it in the spirit that it was offered. I didn't hold it to a standard like that it would never have met because it was not trying to.
I think it could have met it.
I could have held it.
It could have absolutely met those standards. You get away from the sequel trilogy completely. You don't offer any fucking idea or inference.
Even an Easter egg.
Yeah, fuck that couch.
That's what I think that one pilot was just an Easter egg. It wasn't like,
but I don't. But still, it's
see what it
much.
did to you, though.
It's too much. So I'm just like, no.
So
it's all it all goes to Ray Palpatine still. So I don't give a fuck, and that's where I'm at with it. If it didn't have that pilot from the sequel trilogy, it could have been kind of an isolated sort of thing. You have these questions, this, that, or the other, and it whatever. It was just a show.
Yeah.
But you have shit like that where it's like, oh yeah, we gotta fuck that. So that's where I'm at.
I thought, they wrapped it up in a way that they don't have to come back to it, but they left it open-ended enough that they could come back to it if they wanted to. But I don't see them coming back to it. No, it's its own standalone series, miniseries. Let it be that. And don't just try to,
but God, how expensive was it?
It was quite expensive, apparently. And it showed.
I gotta ask this, because, like, Lucas made the movies for whatever amount of money. Is Disney just into money laundering? Or what's going on? Or is it...
Right. And, I mean, we just watched the new Hellboy.
Yeah.
Crooked Man. There was...
$20
million budget.
And it looked just as good as... In fact, even a little better.
It was just fine.
Yeah.
And it just shows that, you know, you can achieve quite a bit without having to spend gobs and gobs of money.
Just because they fucking have money.
And
had money.
No, sometimes I think it's a game to them.
Yeah, it is.
It's like...
Has to be.
You know, it's like a competition to make the most expensive movie and have the highest budget. But then the return you have to get on an investment like that is...
Oh, God.
You know, and so was it worth spending that much money on this piece of shit fucking movie?
Right.
You know, this Indiana Jones or this fucking, you know, Marvels or whatever the fuck they're spending so much gobs amount of money on.
But, transversely, Andor's good, so they can spend whatever money they want on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Andor's entertaining, even though there is an end point, but it's more entertaining than this was.
Well, Andor was deeper and it was more sophisticated and really well done as far as like all of the sets, locations, the way it looked. It was really good, man.
Yeah.
And it is set in pre-New Hope era.
Yeah.
Which is a plus.
Yeah.
In Rebels versus Imperials.
Yes.
And the costumes and all the familiar things that we get from it. And I
the
don't
member
nostalgia
berries?
member berries. Fuck that. No, but for them to keep it consistent with the look and the style.
Exactly.
And not redesign the Imperial uniforms because, we need to update them because it's not 1977 anymore.
Ducks,
Yeah, bullshit. They still got the same big blocky, like, you know, rank on their... And it's cool. It's cool. I can't wait for more Andor. And again, I mean, Andor, Rogue One, that whole thing... That's everything you love about Star Wars anyway.
Well, yeah,
really, it is. Everything you love about Star Wars. Rebels versus Imperials.
But we didn't see...
The Death Star.
There was a lightsaber. It was Vader's.
Yeah.
But
you don't need to see a lightsaber because they ain't none around at the time.
Exactly.
And it would... No. I didn't miss that at all. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
Because, as far as anybody's concerned, Jedi are out of the picture. The only people wielding lightsabers is fucking Darth Vader out there.
And in the Andor show, they didn't talk about it.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
And I mean, in Rogue One, there was the Keepers of the Kyber.
Yeah.
Those dudes. I loved them, too, because they were like the Force, and they understood it, and they got it.
Yeah.
But they weren't necessarily like all trained and disciplined in the ways of the Force, but they believed in it.
Yeah.
It was killer.
So.
And I loved the blind guy. He was great. But besides all that, though, this finale, it pretty much served its purpose.
Yeah, but I'm just,
And wrapped it up in a way that it's at least it's done, it's over, it's concluded. And it's not what we got at the end of The Acolyte, where it's obviously they want to come back to it, and they're not going to.
Oh, they don't get to do that.
Oh, well, gee darn.
Poor Leslie Edlund.
But, I mean, it
I think you guys grifted enough fucking money, as the Third Doctor would say, the grass.
And it's okay. We can see more stuff like this, where it's just its own miniseries. However long it takes to tell the story, and the story's told, and you move on to another one. That's what they should do on the streaming platform, and whatever they do on the big screen is...
I know you want to see James Mangold.
It remains to be seen, and I'm not looking forward to what they have on the
on the slate, on the docket.
On the docket for the big screen. No.
Not for Star Wars, not for Marvel, not for anything.
Really?
Just burn it all down. Fuck. Oh, wait. That's what happened to L.A. mostly.
Yeah.
And with that...
Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.